All right, we are starting Module 4. We're still in Module 4, Chapter 12, and this chapter is about developing the self. And how does a child develop their sense of self, their self-concept, their self-esteem, their self-worth? Because the effects of this impacts most of the things that are going to happen to them. It's going to motivate their behavior. It's going to motivate how they feel others see them. It's going to motivate how they act. And it's going to influence their reaction to events. And it's going to allow them to see a positive or negative future self. So we want to make sure we help the students that we have find their niche and have a good self esteem and self concept to maneuver their way in this complex world. We know for a fact that human beings have a basic need to think of themselves as competent, likable, and worthy. And if these things aren't intact, then we know that kids are going to struggle. So this chapter, you're going to study the trends in child's sense of self and the changes in children's sense of self. And there's some factors that will impact this, and some of that's their gender schemas, their uh, socialization, and their identity. And what we want to do is, as teachers, to enhance their sense of self is that we want to make sure we're communicating always a real, genuine interest in each child and their life. And we want to promote their success, not just academically, but also socially and physically and emotionally. It's important that we see them as a whole child. We want to be honest about their strengths, and we want to be honest about areas of growth that they need to have and provide guidance. And we want to make sure we're communicating always a real sense of respect, and that we're helping them see, have a self-esteem and put that in perspective for them. We want to make sure we're providing opportunities to foster their social cognition, how they think others view them, and how they respond to others. We can encourage good uh, perspective taking and empathy taking, and how to help kids stay in tune with all their nonverbal cues, the body language, their how they're responding and reacting with their body and their eyes and all of that. And we want to make sure that they're actively uh, breaking down any kind of stereotypes and prejudices they may have that have developed through the culture or through their families, so that they can learn to get along and have a good understanding of their classmates. So chapter 12 is pretty fun as you get into, you might learn a lot about yourself, and as you start to think about how children view themselves and as they look in the mirror, we want to make sure they have a good, healthy self-esteem.